Hello friends, welcome to your first session of learning C. So let me tell you first that C is a very easy language to learn. It incorporates data encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance and much more. We'll talk about all these functions in our later sessions. So first, let's see a sample C program. Okay, so we begin with hash include angular brackets open stdio.h angular brackets close void main parenthesis open close curly brackets open printf parenthesis open double quotes hello world double quotes close parenthesis close semicolon and then curly brackets close. Now first you need to know why I have written hash include. Okay, so hash is a preprocessor directive, that is, it tells the compiler to preprocess anything that is written after hash. Include is the type of preprocessing that has to be done. That is, the compiler is told to include a file even before the execution of the real program. That is, even before the execution of the main statement. Now, stdio.h is a header file. A header file is a file which has some functions that are predefined in it. Like we are using the printf function which is predefined in stdio.h. And the way it is written is a standard syntax. That is, to include any file, you first have to write hash include, angular brackets open, the file name, and then angular brackets close. Now this overall means include the file name before processing the code. That is, it will include the file even before it starts processing main function. Now I'll explain what does void main means. Now the main with its parenthesis is called a function. Overall it is called a main function. The set of parentheses denotes a function, and the execution of a program always starts with a main function. The execution cannot be done if there is no main function. A function is always having a return value. That is, if you launch a function, that function must return something to you in the end. That is, it has to do a function, so it will return you the result after it has performed that function. So this is the return value. For example, in int main function, this function will return you an integer in the end. After all the processing has been done in the function, the end result is an integer which it will return to you. Okay, so this function, that is void main, returns a void, that is nothing. Void means nothing, it will return you nothing. Okay, a function's body is always written between two curly brackets. So please remember the syntax, these are the basic syntax. So now the body starts. Inside the body, I have written a command which is called printf hello world. Okay, so printf is a command which is predefined in the header file, which is predefined in the header file stdio.h. stdio stands for standard input output operations. So printf is a command which tells the compiler to print the statement written inside the double quotes and the parentheses on the screen. Okay, so one thing you must notice is that each statement is having a semicolon in the end, and a semicolon in itself is the shortest statement which can be used in the C language. So now printf parenthesis open, double quotes open, inside the double quotes you write the text which has to be printed, then you close the double quotes and the parenthesis, and remember to put a semicolon after it. Now this is a standard syntax and it has to be followed as it is. C is a very case sensitive language, so you have to be careful while declaring your commands. It should not be like the P in printf is capital instead of small. It has to be a small p in the printf. Okay, so now we'll see an output. Now I'm using Borland Turbo C++, which is available on our site. This Borland C works only on Windows 7 32-bit. I mean, it works on lower than Windows 7 operating systems, but for Windows 7 it will work on only 32-bit. If you are having Windows 7 64-bit, then write back to us via our queries and suggestions tab, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible, and we'll try to provide you with a better C++ or C compiler which is able to run on 64-bit. Okay, so this is how I've written the program on Turbo C++ integrated development environment, that is IDE. Now I go to compile. I click on compile. As you can see, there are no errors. Then I go on run. Okay, so it does nothing at present, but after clicking on run, just go to window, click on output. So as you can see, the output is hello world. So this was your program for today, and this was your session. Thank you, friends. Have a nice day.